Welcome to the Supernatural Perspective, the channel that brings the past to life and explores the enigmas that have puzzled historians for ages. In today's episode, we shed light on one of history's most captivating mysteries, Nebuchadnezzar's lycanthropy. Join us as we take a deep dive into the secrets of this ancient king and his extraordinary affliction. Nebuchadnezzar II was a legendary figure known for his exploits around 605 to 562 BC. This mighty ruler of Babylon is known for his conquests and architectural wonder, but the annals of history hold a perplexing secret about this ancient king, his supposed lycanthropy. Often associated with werewolves and legendary shape-shifting, lycanthropy was an unexpected condition for a reigning monarch. So, what can we really uncover about Nebuchadnezzar's bizarre affliction? The account of the story is found in Daniel 4 verses 28 through 33. All this came upon King Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months he was walking on the roof of the royal palace of Babylon, and the king answered and said, "Is not this great Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power as a royal residence and for the glory of my majesty?" While the words were still in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven. "O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken, the kingdom has departed from you, and you shall be driven from among men, and your dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. And you shall be made to eat grass like an ox, and 7 periods of time shall pass over you, until you know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will." Immediately the word was fulfilled against Nebuchadnezzar. He was driven from among men and ate grass like an ox, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven till his hair grew as long as eagle's feathers, and his nails were like birds' claws. John Gill informs us that some have understood all this as a real metamorphosis, and that Nebuchadnezzar was changed into a beast. The upper part of him was the form of an ox, and the lower part that of a lion. Gill went further to say, Herodotus reports, though he himself did not credit it, of some people among the Scythians, that were every year, for a few days, changed into wolves, and then returned to their former shape again. Even though these cases mentioned by Herodotus occurred many centuries ago, it is not uncommon to still hear today about people transforming into various animals across many countries around the world. Critics have questioned the story because it is not recorded in Babylonian history. However, we need to remember that ancient cultures did not often record negative aspects about their kings and heroes. These rulers were regarded as gods in the flesh, so it is unlikely that any chronicler would dare to record and report such a humiliated event in the life of a highly decorated king like Nebuchadnezzar. Nevertheless, the IVP Bible background have shed some light on the account by reporting that a fragmentary cuneiform text suggests the possibility that Nebuchadnezzar had some problem that caused him to become disengaged from his responsibilities for a time, during which his son, Marduk, was perhaps in control. But the text is too uncertain to draw any firm conclusions. The Bible tells us that God had restored Nebuchadnezzar's health, and he had learned about who God is and have uttered some of the strongest statements about the sovereignty of God that many who call themselves Christians would not dare to say because of their high regard for humans' free will. The account of Nebuchadnezzar's conversion is found in Daniel 4 verses 34 to 37. At the end of the days I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted my eyes to heaven, and my reason returned to me, and I blessed the Most High, and praised and honored him who lives forever, for his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom endures from generation to generation. All the inhabitants of the earth are accounted as nothing, and he does according to his will among the host of heaven and among the inhabitants of the earth. And none can stay his hand or say to him, "What have you done?" At the same time my reason returned to me, and for the glory of my kingdom, my majesty and splendor returned to me. My counselors and my lords sought me, and I was established in my kingdom, and still more greatness was added to me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, for all his works are right and his ways are just, and those who walk in pride he is able to humble. To better understand this historical enigma, modern psychologists have examined Nebuchadnezzar's story through a psychological lens. Some propose that the king's affliction may have been a form of clinical lycanthropy, a rare psychiatric disorder where an individual genuinely believes they can transform into an animal. Could Nebuchadnezzar's lycanthropy be an early documented case of such a condition? Medical experts have also proposed physical explanations for Nebuchadnezzar's condition. Certain diseases, such as the rare genetic disorder porphyria, have been suggested as potential causes for his supposed lycanthropy. Porphyria can lead to severe photosensitivity and hallucinations, which might have contributed to the king's perceived transformations. Lycanthropy is a term that refers to the transformation of a person into a wolf or a therianthropic hybrid creature, often depicted as part human and part wolf. This phenomenon is commonly associated with folklore, mythology, and various cultural traditions. The concept of lycanthropy has been present in diverse cultures throughout history, with variations in beliefs and representations. In ancient Greek mythology, there is a legend about King Lycon, who was transformed into a wolf as punishment for serving human flesh to the god Zeus. The term, lycanthropy, itself is derived from Lycon's name. Norse folklore includes tales of warriors known as berserkers, who possessed the ability to transform into wolves or bears during battle. These warriors were often associated with the god Odin. Some Native American tribes have stories of shape-shifting or skinwalkers, individuals with the ability to transform into animals, including wolves. These stories vary among tribes, with different beliefs about the nature of these beings. In some African cultures, there are stories of individuals who could transform into hyenas or other animals. These transformations were often associated with magical or supernatural powers. Lycanthropy became a prevalent theme in European folklore during the medieval period. Stories of werewolves, individuals who could transform into wolves, were widespread. The notion of werewolves was often linked to witchcraft, and trials for werewolf-related activities were conducted in some regions. While there aren't any real-life cases of lycanthropy that have been identified, there are several famous fictional and historical instances that have captured the public's imagination. Here are a few examples. 1. The Beast of Gévaudan. In the 1760s, the province of Gévaudan in France was terrorized by a series of attacks by a mysterious creature. Described as a wolf-like beast, it was said to be responsible for numerous deaths. The legend of the Beast of Gévaudan inspired many stories and even a film. 2. Peter Stump, also known as the Werewolf of Bedburg. Stump was a German farmer accused of being a serial killer and cannibal, who claimed to have made a pact with the devil to gain the ability to transform into a wolf. Stump was executed in 1589, and his case is often cited as an example of medieval werewolf hysteria. 3. The case of Jean Grenier. In 1603, a young boy named Jean Grenier in France claimed to have been transformed into a wolf by a magic ointment. He was known as the werewolf of Poligny, and was put on trial for his alleged crimes. 4. The Wolf of Ansbach. In Ansbach, Germany, a man named Stub Peter was accused of being a werewolf and was executed in 1685. According to reports, Peter confessed to being a shapeshifter who would transform into a wolf using a magical belt. Throughout history, the concept of lycanthropy has taken on various meanings and interpretations, reflecting cultural attitudes toward the supernatural, morality, and the relationship between humans and animals. It continues to be a fascinating and enduring aspect of global folklore and popular culture. We hope you enjoyed this exploration into the historical mysteries surrounding Nebuchadnezzar's lycanthropy. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification icon to stay updated on our future episodes. If you have any historical mysteries you'd like us to investigate, let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep questioning and unraveling the past.